Alright, let's play. Hi. Hi, Asagi. Konnichiwa. Alright, let's play the new event. Event story. There's no new main quest, right? Still chapter 25, okay. Event story. She from the Star. Let's see what this is about. The era when humanity began to venture into space. Many planets within the solar system have been terraformed, and humanity's influence has spread throughout the entire solar system. Humanity's first steps into space naturally triggered a transformation in all of humanity. And the growing appearance of those called space humans, who did not consider Earth their home, resulted in inevitable changes in ideology. It was a historical inevitability that space humans launched a space federal government, recognizing the sovereignty of each colonial planet in order to rectify the Earth's central ideal of the past. Thus the reunification of humanity was achieved, and decades passed despite the efforts of the people. The conflict between the old humans who cling to the authority of the past and the space humans continued endlessly. The Neo-Terra, which embraces Earth as the birthplace of humanity, believed that space should be managed by those who live there. The New Solar wishes for autonomy by space colonies and colony planets, which are led by the planet Titan. And Cordelia is the third faction that follows right behind them. Cordelia is an artificial celestial city, standing as the largest fortress in the solar system, at 46 kilometers in diameter. Although it is a small city-state with a population of only 3.53 million, it monopolizes the production and processing technologies of rare metal, extracted only from the anchored star. And they have succeeded in developing the armored cavalry, a humanoid mobile weapon with the armor capable of withstanding direct hits from main battleship cannons. Because of this, they have gained military power that overwhelms Neo-Terra and New Solar, and have rapidly expanded their influence over humanity. The princess of the celestial city, Cordelia, is Maya Cordelia. As the daughter of the previous Archduke, she is considered the rightful successor to the title. Although she is called a genius due to her lineage and innate sensibilities, she has also earned the admiration of those around her and the deep trust of the vast majority of Cordelia's citizens through her continuous hard work and exemplary behavior. And currently she has deployed into space to adjust to fine-tune her personal armored cavalry. Utilizing data gathered from the past sorties, the final adjustments have just been applied. This is Maya Cordelia. All armaments task complete for the armored cavalry Zax. Requesting permission to return to the battleship, Tristan. This is the battleship, Tristan. Confirmed. There seems to be a problem on the port side. Please stand by at your current location. Understood. Please take your time so you can prepare without rushing. After finishing her official report, Maya relaxed inside the cockpit of her personal armored cavalry Zax. Does something unexpected happen? Now that the work here's done, I just want to head back as soon as possible. Maya has just finished the live fire test on the latest armored cavalry Zax, which she has operated for the first time. So I also delivered excellent performance as the personal unit, but this sure is the next generation machine. The incredible acceleration felt as if the craft were being propelled forward, delivering a sensation of speed nearly twice that of Maya's personal unit. This way, thanks to the enhanced performance of the fusion reactor and the drivetrain. Feeling fatigued after finishing the test, she waited for them to return the order. She looked absentmindedly at the dark space, twinkling stars, and flowing debris spread out before her eyes. What is that? Something strange entered Maya's field of vision. It was fog. It looks like fog to the bare eyes, but there is no way such a thing could happen, because this is space, a total vacuum. Tristan, do you copy? Tristan, have confirmed fog. Can you observe it from your side too? Fog, is that space fog? We have confirmed its existence on our side as well. But this is strange. The data is a mess and can't be retrieved properly. Is it because of the distance? Understood. I will attempt to retrieve the data using Zach's sensors. Maya attempted to communicate, but realized that the state of the machine was not normal. The sensors classified the fog as an unidentified anomaly, and the radar returns were equally erratic. Is there some kind of data corrupting the radio waves into space fog? I guess it's possible, since it's a space phenomenon we've only heard from rumors about. Maya knew of its existence, only true rumors, a fog in space that appears extremely rarely. Because of its appearance like a fog, it is called a space fog, but in reality what it really is has not been identified yet. It is considered an omen of unfortunate events among the space travelers. And there were also cases where battleships or transports were swallowed up by the fog and lost contact. There had been no cases of space fog appear near Cordelia, so naturally this was Maya's first time encountering it. So that's space fog. It really looks like fog is rolling in and out here in space. Maya tried operating the radar and other equipment manually, but the machine could not retrieve detailed data. Since this is a rare opportunity, I want to get at least some information. With that though, she moved closer, steering just within safe range, right at the edge of the fog. If anything happened, she thought Zex could be able to shake it off. Countering an unknown phenomenon during a new machine testing. It is so cliche that I think my sister would laugh at it. Cracking a light joke, she worked the controls of a hidden nervousness. Though the controller felt deeply familiar, the gravity of the situation left her the inside of her pilot suit drenched in sweat. After approaching the space fog, she manually operates the sensors in an attempt to get information. The sensors mounted in the Zex to collect information. Heard it was a rare phenomenon, but I don't see any particularly useful information. Huh? The range of the space fog has expanded. I was too distracted by data recovery that I made an elementary mistake. To focus on the motor, she completely missed what was happening outside. Finally fired up Zek's boosters, attacked the brake free. But it vibrates again. When she turned her gaze, the machine's external monitor, there were fish with shapes that she had never seen before. Dozens of creatures like fish or squids, about 2 meters long, and shimmering in eye-straining fluorescent colors, were swimming in outer space. They had tentacles growing out their mouths, and they were emitting light beams from their tips, attacking the humanoid mobile weapons as if they recognized it as an enemy. This is life forms confirmed within the space fog. How is this possible? Maya was shaken. She has never seen any creature that can survive and swim in outer space. Being far smaller than armored cavalry, the creature's attacks were no threat, so Maya kept watching them, deeply shaken. Right, this is not the time to be sightseeing. I have to get out of the fog quickly. Maya recalled the situation she was in and used the cavalry's arms to gently push the attacking creatures away. She wanted to avoid provoking them any further as she backtracked the way she came, or so she thought. What's happening? The machine is being pulled. But as Maya tried to turn back, a massive gravitational pull surged from within the fog. The force gripped Zex, pulling the humanoid machine and Maya toward the center. This is bad. I'm completely bound. Even Zek's output, I cannot escape. Maya immediately deployed boosters, but even so, she could not escape the pull. Not only that, but as time passed, the pull became stronger and stronger. In a place like this, Maya hurriedly pressed the emergency transmitter with all her might, and her existence completely vanished from the world. Communication Maya's unit is lost. She suddenly disappeared. Was she shot down? There were no traces of a combat. Could it be some kind of accident? Find her with no matter what. Form a search party right now. What is this time? The range of the spacewalk is gradually narrowing. Completely vanished. The spacewalk has completely disappeared. That doesn't make sense. What about Zex? What about Princess Maya? She is nowhere to be seen. How can that be? She's the princess of Cordelia. Search party. Depart as soon as you are ready. Find Princess Maya no matter what. However, despite a desperate search that followed, not a single shred of Maya was found. So she disappeared within the fog. That same day, the task force was conducting an operation to search a small city in Japan, where an earthquake has recently occurred at the request of Section 3. According to the data received from Section 3, this city doesn't often experience earthquakes, but out of nowhere, a powerful localized earthquake had occurred. Due to this highly unnatural situation, they suspected there might be some other factors involved, so they deployed a task force to handle the case. It simply is a peculiar situation. While investigating the situation, Fuma was clutching his head over a situation that could only be described that way. In terms of damage, the earthquake only caused some property damage to the residents. But for some reason, after the earthquake occurred, rapid demonic beasts began to appear gradually from the location presumed to be the epicenter. A task force had already thought through several battles against them, successfully repelling the threat every single time. However, the demonic beasts were far too many, and they were severely short-handed, with only the personnel now brought in for investigation. The evacuation of the local residents is complete. Thank you. Please go and check again just in case. If there's anyone left, it will be a big problem. Okay, how is it on the front lines? Has the number of demonic beasts decreased? Yeah, it seems they're just observing this time too, since Hibiko and Rinko are out there. There shouldn't be any problems with this either. But that's a relief. For now, let's tell them not to reveal too many of our cards. If there's a mastermind present, it would be foolish to reveal our hand. Gotcha. Well, with numbers like this, using Ninja Art won't be necessary. With Rinko here, looks like we'll get through it today as well. But what on earth is going on here? Why are rampaging demons suddenly swarming like this? Did a gate connected to the demon world appear somewhere? However, no information in the data received from Section 3 indicated that. And there was more. Since yesterday, the mission objective has changed from earthquake to city blockade. Now the task force led by Fuma has to carry out patrols, resident evacuation, and even demonic base neutralization of the city with a mere handful of members. Rex Section 3 and the people in the Japanese government are also shaken by the situation. I wonder if there's anyone who'd send us some reinforcement. Sigh. Even as he taught that, demon-related crimes were rising, making personal shortage a common crisis across the nation. And Fuma was not the type of dreamer to imagine a third party would provide support, so the sighs that escaped his lips became heavier. Let's see, what should we do about this? If it goes on like this, we'll be stuck in this region for several months. Thinking that, Fuma's side again. The mission organized by the government was supposed to focus on surveying the city and heading to the epicenter to investigate damage. However, they were suddenly forced to contend with the demonic beasts as well. Worse yet, only a handful of task force members had deployed to the investigation. Severely short-handed, Section 3 provided them with the intelligence later on, and since then, this operation was now being treated as a top-secret mission. Well, if it involves demonic beasts, it's not easy to disclose information to the general public. Fuma fell deep in thought while examining the information received from Section 3 before the start of the top-secret operation. And information obtained from the investigation and battle so far. If they don't do something, they'll either be stuck in this region for several months or they'll continue this warfare of attrition until their stamina runs out. Where are the demonic beasts coming from? If we find that, we could at least end the battles. As time passed, Emily returned from her patrol, and so did Rinko, Hibiko, and Shikanusuke, who had gone out to neutralize the demonic beasts. The evacuation of the southern region is complete. The demonic beast attack has also been brought to a temporary close. It was in the eastern region this time. Yesterday, it was in the western region. Where are the demonic beasts coming from? If we knew that, we could suppress the appearance point at some and at least put an end to the demonic beasts. At Fuma's words, everyone sighed in fatigue. Since they don't know the location, they could only take improvised measures. From the battle so far, I've figured that once we endure a wave, there's no next attack for a while, so take this opportunity to rest. Seriously, they aren't that strong, but their numbers keep piling up. And if a powerful entity like that high-ranking demon appears all of a sudden... Right, getting used to the weak demons beast and letting our guard down would be dangerous. It's best to always stay on alert, but... If we're constantly on alert, we'll get tired quickly. Here, take these energy supplement pills. Ah, it feels like sleeping in my brain. Take the pill that Emily, who doubles as a school nurse, had prepared for occasions like this. They felt their fatigue somehow melting away. Even the wounds remained unhealed. The expressions on the others softened, and they took a short break. After a short rest, let's start today's investigation. We must figure out the enemy's objective before we collapse by any means. But even when I try using Sona, it feels like the demonic beasts are appearing out of nowhere. It doesn't feel like there's a gate to Demon World, but rather like they're being indiscriminately teleported to this area. If so, that means there's someone teleporting them, but there shouldn't be any strategic significance to this region. There's no dangerous research going on, no special ore to be discovered, nor any news of someone with special abilities hiding. According to the report from Section 3, this place has always been extremely ordinary. No sighting of demons or demonic beasts, and people like Thomas have never come here before. It was really just an ordinary city. The thing about why such an ordinary city is now being targeted so intensely was beginning to hurt Fuma's head. Anyway, the top priority in our mission is to investigate the cause of the demonic beasts. In case of an emergency, the task force falls into a dangerous situation, keep in mind to withdraw quickly using Rinko's Void. After repelling the demonic beast attacks, Fuma and the task force arrived in an area of the city that had been closed off. This was the place where the demonic beasts were first spotted before they started attacking. Shikanusuke, please scout the surroundings of your Electarch. There you go, please guard Shikanusuke. Rinko, Miss Emily, please keep watch on the perimeter. There's no signs of people of this sealed-off city, but faint unsettling atmosphere lingered. This was due to the long years this place had sat abandoned, or the way a cold chill lingered like an unspoken threat. I feel something is coming this way with tremendous force. What a massive tremor, there must be a ton of them. A moment later, Shikanusuke and Hibiko shouted while reporting their search results. It hasn't even been that long since the last wave. Are there survivors from the previous battle, or did they just take over these rooms? Whichever it is, they're getting in the way of our investigation. I'll cut them down. I'll leave the front line to you. Shikanusuke and Hibiko keep searching to see if there are any other demonic beasts. I'll provide support. That's reassuring, but let's go. Alright, let's go take out those demonic beasts. Cleanup complete. What about the rest? No sign of life, I guess. There are no moving demonic beasts either. Those demonic beasts from earlier didn't look like they were actively attacking us. They looked like they were running away from something. Fuma observed the battle situation and got a bad feeling. Like they were just in the way as they ran in a straight line, fleeing from something. Right, it felt like they attacked not to kill us, but just because we got in their way of escape. In their attack, I felt fear, not murderous intent. If that's the case, could there be something in that direction that it was fleeing from? I don't know about that, but the situation is different from before. I think it's worth investigating. I agree. If we go on like this, the demonic beast's range of activity might expand towards the refugees. We have to improve this situation as soon as possible. After sharing the talk for a moment, do look towards where Shikanosuke and Hibiko were gathered. There's something strange over there. What is this? Yeah, it feels like something is vibrating. What is this? You two, can you give me more specific report? I can't help it, but I've never sensed something like this before. What's this? Some kind of metal? But it's strange. Shikanosuke seems to be struggling to find the words that accurately describe the situation. Hibiko was like Shikanosuke, looking more bewildered and confused. It's over there. According to Section Trees Intelligence, that's near the suspected epicenter, right? According to the information received via satellite, there shouldn't be anything there. If we trust Shikanosuke's and Hibiko's senses, there might be something there that can't be perceived by machines. In Emily's prediction, everyone hold their breath. Can't be perceived by machines. I hadn't considered that possibility. Right. We had been putting it off because of the demonic beast attacks, but it might be necessary to go to the epicenter and see with our own eyes. But I don't really want to. I have a strange feeling about it. Well, I'll trust Shikanosuke and Hibiko's senses. It might just be dangerous, but we need to search. We'll withdraw immediately if we get dangerous, so let's head inside with Rinko at the center. Alright, let's play with Rinko next.
ここは私が預かろう。
Such a huge number, and we didn't even notice this? That's what I'm saying. I get a really strange feeling near the center part. Next to that, my electarc is not working at all. The closer we get, the stranger I feel. It doesn't feel like an ordinary earthquake happened here. Since the two people who specialize in searching are saying this, it must be quite the strange sensation. And in front of Fuma and his squad, who were holding their breath, countless rampaging demonic beasts were gathered around the ruins in the alleged epicenter. There was a massive number of them. The sheer volume was comparable to the demon invasion they had suppressed before. Oh, wait a minute. What's wrong, Shikanosuke? There's something in the center there. It's human. They're still alive. They're wearing clothes I've never seen before, and they're fighting with a strangely shaped sword. Weird clothes and a sword? Does that mean it's a demon? Does that mean It's a demon. Is it a civilian who couldn't evacuate in time? If it's a demon, there's a possibility that they're the cause of all this. But they're in the center of such a bloodthirsty demonic beast. There's probably already... So Shikanosuke said they are alive. I believe we have to save them. Fuma said immediately, looked around to see if there was anything useful. But this place was a ruin, and it's the epicenter of the earthquake, perhaps caught in the considerable tremors. Buildings and constructs were all in a state of collapse. At this rate, we can't approach without being seen. Let's close the distance at once and launch a surprise attack. Rinko, you charge on. Shikanosuke, confuse them with Electarch. Miss Emily, provide gunfire. And I'll go save that person. So Hibiko, please provide cover for me. Leave it to me. I'll protect you for sure. There's no time. Let's move quickly. As soon as Fuma spoke, Rinko, who had been steeling herself in the meantime, dashed out. A moment later, Shikanosuke changed electricity into animal forms and attacked the demonic beast as a diversion. As Ringo engaged in close combat, Shikanosuke's electrical animals rampaged. The demonic beasts began to waver as they were attacked from their defenseless backs. Miss Emily's gunfire instantly upgraded their confusion to absolute bewilderment. Here we go, watch my back. Leave it to me.
Akiyama Rinko, Mairu!
Mission start, let's do this. Destroy more demonic beasts! Get over here, demonic beasts! Get over here, demonic beasts! There we go. Mugen Hoenn! Oh, there's a big one. Big Beast Lord. Special ability. Meteor, let's go. Alright, let's continue the event story. Next, whoops, let's switch to, we could do Sakura or Ingrid, or even Anrose. Well, let's do Su Jingli next, even if she's not here. There we go. Get lost, seriously. They're surging out endlessly. As Rinko brandished her sword and threatened the demonic beast to drive them away, they realized they couldn't win and soon retreated. By the end, they were quite exhausted. What in the world is going on? Still, it's a relief that everyone is safe. Turning his head toward the woman he had shielded to keep her from getting caught up in the crossfire, he saw her staring warily at Fuma, or rather the entire task force. She doesn't look like a civilian. Perhaps this was her first time seeing Taimamen's fight. Information about Taimamen is managed by the government and hidden from the general public. If that's the case, fighting in front of her makes things a bit complicated, but still, they saved a life. Fuma thought that he would have to write a letter of apology later, concluding that this incident couldn't be helped. Are you okay? You are safe now. Yes, looks like we can communicate. It appears so. If it's not too much to ask, could you tell us why you came to the city? Judging by this woman's equipment, she definitely didn't seem like a civilian. She may be an investigator from another country, or a member of some organization. It would be nice if she had some information. I am Maya Cordelia, Princess of Cordelia. As a matter of courtesy, I have revealed my identity. Would you also state your names for the sake of courtesy as well? Oops, you're right. I am Fuma Kotaro. They are Aishu Hibiko, Urehara Shikunusuke, Akiyama Rinko, and Miss Emily Simmons. As Fuma introduced everyone's names, the woman who called herself Maya tilted her head. Fuma, that is a very strange name. I have never heard of such pronunciation before. Really? Judging by the name, is she a foreigner? Cordelia must be her family name. I suppose so, but I've never heard of a woman with the title of a Princess of Cordelia. From the moment she had heard the name Emily, entered their information into her drones to search. The Princess of Cordelia, judging by the title, it must be an empire, but no such a nation existed on Earth. Well, she is not from Earth. She's from the planet Cordelia. When she shared that information with the task force, the next thing they felt was the peculiarity of the woman who called herself Maya Cordelia. They couldn't understand why she would tell such an easily detectable lie. If she's going to lie, she should at least tell a better one. More importantly, where am I? Furthermore, your peculiar attire as well. What are your true identities? We are a unit belonging to the government to ensure regional safety. We go around defeating demonic beasts like the ones from a moment ago. Since he couldn't talk about the Taimanins, Fuma answered vaguely, glossing over it. Maya's gaze sharpened. She must find explanations suspicious. That attire is one thing, but that combat ability from a moment ago, it's not normal for an average human to have. Seriously, who are you? Please calm down. We're not your enemies. The sudden appearance of the space fog, the malfunction of the Zex, and now the encounter with humanoids of the very same species from an unknown planet. It's too well orchestrated to be a coincidence. Space what? No, we just came here to examine the earthquake and exterminate the demonic beast that suddenly appeared in the area. Earthquake? Demonic beast? Those things have nothing to do with me. Why did you approach me? What exactly is your purpose? She's completely suspicious of us. But what is this space thing she mentioned? Does it mean earthquake in her native language? Linguistically, space fog might mean a little fog in space. But since there's no way a fog could form a vacuum of space, it's not probably a slang. The conversation wasn't clicking at all. Maya's distrust grew, and Fuma's party decided not to approach her any further, so as to not to provoke her. Look, we've already explained our operational goal, so now tell us why you're here, since we've revealed our identities out of courtesy. You should too. Well, I guess. I was caught in an accident during some mobility tests of the armored cavalry Zex. That is why I'm here, but what planet is this? Armored cavalry mobility test? Planet, you say? Those were words none of them present had ever heard before. Even if she was simply asking where she was, they couldn't fathom why she would frame it on such a massive scale as a planet. It was only natural as in this era. Earth was the only place where humanity lived. If you're asking which planet, it's Earth. Earth? Then I'm in the territory that's under jurisdiction of Neoterra? Neo what? Another word I've never heard before. What are you talking about, Neo? Is it like some kind of fanfiction lore in your head? Sounds like what Fuma would think of. Even though I've never come up with such a bizarre fanfiction before, you know. It might be from Neoterra, but it seems you know nothing about me. Well, obviously, Neoterra, Cordelia, is that some kind of empire? I've never heard of those names before. What? It's the Cordelia Empire, the largest fortress-type artificial celestial city in the solar system, centered on Uranus. You don't know? So did Maya Cordelia was also sent back in time? She time traveled with the space fog? Okay. Well, that makes sense, because I think Prison Battleship takes place in the future, right? So that makes sense that she would be sent back in time. Because that's the only way for her to be connected to the Taimamins, yeah. Humanity hasn't even properly reached the moon yet, so if you're talking about Uranus, we probably haven't even observed it in detail before. I beg your pardon? This time Maya was shocked. She looked at Fuma and the squad with bewildered eyes. To Fuma and the task force, what Maya was saying was even harder to believe. It doesn't seem like you're lying, but by any chance, did they hold some kind of cosplay photo shoot around here? In the middle of a danger zone where demonic beasts appear, I'd say that's a level not knowing how precious your life is. Right. Then maybe she's from the future, judging by what looks to be a skin-tight bodysuit. I don't think we can judge based on the bodysuit alone, considering Taimamin suits aren't all that different. A spacesuit would feel a bit more bulky in the first place. There's the issue of oxygen preservation, and you would freeze to death in such clothes in the extreme environment of space. That's a serious response. They confronted themselves, but as expected, they couldn't find an answer. For now, shall we escort her to the shelter? Miss Maya, can we call you that? It's dangerous here, so for now it's a bit better to evacuate to a safe place. For Fuma, he didn't want to spend any more time on Maya. After all, they had yet to uncover why the demonic beasts were growing so ferociously, or what was causing the earthquakes. Well, it seems to be like some kind of wormhole or like a black hole that travels through time. It looks more like some kind of, maybe it's like a black hole, a space fog hole, whatever those. We'll figure it out. No, I cannot leave this place. If this place is within the turret of Neoterra, I'm no different from a bird trapped in a cage. Somehow I must let Tristan find me. For Maya, receiving protection in Emitori was troublesome, and although she had hidden it for now, if the armored cavalry's axe was discovered, it would definitely develop into a problem. Driven by a sense of duty that she must be rescued quickly before that happens, she activated the rescue transmitter again. Then all of a sudden, what? Murderous intent suddenly erupted from the surrounding. At the same time, a large number of demonic beasts appeared, surrounding Fuma and his party. They appeared out of nowhere. What on earth is happening? And the demonic beasts were suffering and growing. They were glaring at Fuma and his squad with bloodshot eyes. What the hell did you do? I only used the rescue transmitter. Maya drew her sword as she shouted. It was a tin, long and sharp as a rapier. The state of demonic beasts is strange. They're coming. What was that exactly? Why did they suddenly become this violent? I don't know anything about the planet Cordelia or whatnot, but one thing has become certain. What? The violent transformation of demonic beasts seems the cause of that transmitter. I suspected. Ever since I crashed landed on this planet, every time I used the transmitter, I've been attacked by those unknown primitive creatures. It is obvious that was the cause then. But this is a standard rescue transmitter supplied by Cordelia Empire. I've never heard of it making specific species violent. Seeing how she seemed to be honest, Fuma sighed. Could you show that transmitter? Perhaps someone might have tampered with it. Okay. After hesitating for a moment, Maya handed the transmitter to Emily. It was very small for a rescue device. Emily, who received it by hand, was surprised by its lightness. Do you think you can figure something out? That is amazing. For a moment, and soon her eyes sparkled with surprise. I have no idea how this thing works. Huh? Wow. What is this really? The structure is far more advanced than any technology on Earth. This tiny machine has enough energy stored to power dozens of drones. It's so compact you can carry it around, and the energy charge rate. Don't tell me it is self-generating. This is literally a perpetual motion machine. A transmitter of such high function, a device like this hasn't even been put into practical use. Wow, it's amazing. Can I take one? Whoa. I haven't seen Miss Emily this excited. Is this really a machine of unknown origin? Huh, give it back. Puma confiscated this with alleged transmitter from Emily and returned it to Maya. You are giving it back to me? We don't know any use of it. It's an important item for you, right? For now, it's enough to just have figured out that you are someone completely unknown to us. Honestly, Fuma was confused, but he didn't dig any deeper. These devices was something capable of exciting Emily, someone who possessed the absolute highest intellect in the entire nation. He concluded that this small transmitter alone was technology on the level of a state secret. I don't know who you really are, but I've decided that your existence and information you possess are important, so we will also reveal our identities. We are Taimamins, secret agents existing on the planet Earth. We were investigating the cause of anomalies occurring here under government orders. Maybe Maya Cordelia, I will protect you as an important witness to this anomaly. At the same time, I'd like you to cooperate with the investigation of the transmitter and the anomaly. Right now, this area is very, very dangerous. Everyone who lived here until now has been driven from their homes and is exposed to the danger of the demonic beasts. We want to solve this problem as soon as possible, and if it is solved, we Taimamins will do our best to solve your problem. What do you say? That was Fuma's sincere sentiment. He revealed their position and proposed cooperation head-on. There were 4 Taimamins present. If they really couldn't trust Maya, they could have used their numerical superiority to overpower her. The fact that they weren't going for that option showed a positive mindset of acknowledging Maya as an equal and respecting her opinion. Right now, I'm certainly lacking the ways to ensure my own safety and gain the information needed to understand what is happening. At the very least, in the sense of obtaining local information, I have no choice but to cooperate with these people from the task force. I understand. Honestly, I lack common knowledge about this planet. I do not understand the situation either. I would like to accept your proposal. That's a relief. Thank you for cooperating, Maya Cordelia. You can just call me Maya. I am of royal blood, but it seems my own common sense does not apply in this land. Okay then. Glad to have you with us, Maya. The other members decide to introduce themselves once again and discuss future protocol. If the earthquake happened several days ago, perhaps it was the shock from when I crash landed? You mentioned an armored cavalry earlier. I'm sure you call it the Zex. Yes, I am a pilot, so I do not know much about the technical side. But if I go to the place where I crash landed, I might be able to learn more about this phenomenon. I see. Alright, let's do that. Do you think I'll be able to see more of this kind of unknown machine? Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of weaponry this armored cavalry has. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know if it's unknown technology or whatnot, but whenever I'm near Miss Maya and Miss Alactar, it goes high-wire. Maybe my suit or my armored cavalry system is interfering with the electricity. It's an unknown machine of unknown system, after all. Could be affecting electricity-based ninja arts, and even Hibiko's, which relies on sensing body heat and vibrations. I see. I know you're busy taking notes, but let's hurry, Miss Emily. Alright, part 3 complete. Part 4, let's do Noah for part 4.
行こうか。
The artificial fortress planet Cordelia and Neoterra, which aims for space management by Earthlings. And New Solar, aiming for self-governments by space colonies and colony planets. I've never heard of any of them. We're struggling enough just living here on Earth. When Rico quietly informed her that humanity has not yet advanced into space, Maya looked noticeably dejected and slumped her shoulders. I see. If what you're saying is true, that means humanity will eventually fly into space and fight in rockets. It's kind of sad that even after advancing into space, the conflict between humans continues. And does that mean Miss Maya came from the future? Maybe it's a parallel world, like one of the possibilities of how things could turn out. I see, but I hope it's the future. I want to go out into space someday and try fighting in a rocket. I prefer the parallel world angle. I don't want humans to be bickering with each other, even after going into space. Alright, we're on a mission, so let's keep the small talk to a minimum. Usually you're the one who goes off track more. After moving forward for a while, they've arrived near a place where the armored cavalry's sect is said to be hidden. What is that? The space looks like it's distorted. It also looks like a hole. I called it a portal for convenience, but because of that portal, I can't go near Zex. What do you... Before he could ask what she meant, he could see the answer. As the portal shook violently, a demonic beast appeared through the hole. That doesn't look like a gate to the demon realm. Is it possible that the portal's connected to a demonic beast's nest somewhere? It's a possibility, and perhaps the transmitter is the reason why the rampaging demons were destroying everything near their path. That portal thing, was it there when you came? No, I haven't seen it before, nor did I have the courage to go inside. And I guess that hole is not connected to Miss Maya's world. No such strange creature exists in my world. I guess there are no demonic beasts in the future. Is that so? That's too bad. No chit-chat. So Maya, what do you think about that portal? Fuma asked, because Maya likely possesses knowledge from the most advanced civilization among them. Just before I was blown onto this planet, I was caught in the space fog. Space fog is a phenomenon where fog occurs in outer space, which is normally impossible. Among experts, there's a hypothesis that a space fog is a rift in dimensions that has already been destroyed. A rift in a dimension that has already been destroyed. So it's like an entire dimension that was destroyed? Okay. A hypothesis, huh? Well, yeah, it makes no sense for an actual fog to occur in the vacuum of space. That means oxygen, the cause of the fog, is flowing in from somewhere. The hypothesis derives from the question of how did that oxygen appear in outer space? The idea is that it's connected to another plane, through a rift in a distorted dimension, causing the oxygen from there to flow into the space. I see, if you look at it that way, a phenomenon like fog appearing in space would make sense. So Maya was caught in this space fog, and came to our world from beyond that rift in the destroyed dimension. Is that it? If we go with that hypothesis, then yes. What should I do? I think that this Maya is saying might actually be true. Right, at the very least, whatever she's gone through is completely uncharted territory for us. Were you both not believing what she has been saying? Like, Emily's the only one who's actually believing her, and Fuma. Fuma and Rinko were considering the possibility that Maya might be lying on the spot to deceive the task force. And why shouldn't they? Outer space, artificial planets, giant robots, such things belong in fiction, not reality. At least that was just a common sense. It wasn't so much that Hibiko and Shakanusuke believed it right away, but rather that they just enjoyed letting their imaginations run wild. If it's all true, that makes this woman an actual princess of the Empire. I hope it doesn't develop into a diplomatic issue. For now, it would be best to stop calling her just Maya. Okay. Really, you all still... Those demonic beasts didn't exist in your world, right, Miss Maya? That is correct. If so, does the location of that portal connect to change over time? Or is the portal Miss Maya passed through in a different place? Since I did not move, Zex, I believe it is probably the same portal. I see, this is just a hypothesis. Perhaps we could view it as a collision between the dimensions. Distortion, caused by the space fog, and the dimension connected to the demon realm, causing them to connect. An earthquake occurred due to that impact, and that might be why demonic beasts are appearing from the portal. The Demon Realm Gate and the transfer of the Demon Beasts haven't been fully grasped yet in terms of possibility. It might not be improbable, I suppose. Come to think of it, the Demon Realm is also like another dimension. Then in the worst case, does that mean Miss Maya's world and the Demon World have also been connected? I don't know the situation over there, but if the portal isn't one way, that is a possibility. That can't be. However, this space fog is connected to outer space, right? In that case, to be in a situation where they're thrown into a vacuum and face instant death. Demonic beasts have forms that have vastly different from humans, but the number of individuals that can survive in a vacuum is extremely limited. For one thing, if they were suddenly thrown into space, they would have died instantly. Anyway, we need to assess the danger of that hole in the dimension and why demonic beasts are continuously appearing. Sure. At first, Fuma didn't even half believe it, thinking it was all a made-up story. But as Maya's situation began to take on an air of truth, he started to get a headache. Space, giant robots, and a hole to another dimension that might have connected to the Demon Realm. Jeez. No matter how much clearance we have as a task force, this goes beyond the scope of what a single unit can handle. What's your take? That's certainly true. Setting aside the credibility of Miss Maya's claim for now, it would be better to get confirmation from superiors regarding their response to that Demon Realm Gate-like matter. I agree. To investigate that portal, we currently lack the equipment. Me too. If I act on my own and fail, I don't think it will end the level of just making a simple mistake. But what are we going to do? Deciding how to deal with this person based on field judgment itself seems like it'll be a problem. Does that mean you're going to just ignore the situation? Seeing the attitude of Fuma at this party, Maya was flustered. She was alone on this planet, in this world. Over the past few days, having realized she couldn't do a single thing on her own, a look of vulnerability, something she would normally never show, slipped through her, as she desperately asked for help. No, that's not it. Fuma immediately denied it. I think it's impossible for us alone to solve this situation right now. How about this? If only you're okay with it, you can come back with us this time. I'd like to bring equipment, machinery, and personnel to check the situation again later. What do you mean? So we'll guarantee you a place to sleep and eat, your safety. In exchange, we'd like you to lend us your knowledge for the upcoming investigation. But we don't know the conditions of the portal's appearance. If it's appearing with Miss Maya as the point of origin, then Gosha or any shelter she stays at will be in danger. That's a possibility. In fact, the portal did appear at the location when Miss Maya was transferred. But we can't leave her here. Even so, bringing along a key figure who could trigger who knows what doesn't exactly feel safe. Naturally, everyone's opinions differ from Fuma's proposal. Ultimately, they had too little information and no time to mull over their decision. But we can't leave a person behind at a place where demonic beasts are on the rampage, even for the sake of the investigation, and Maya has to stay with us. As Fuma was trying to persuade the others, the transmitter Maya was holding started ringing. Static. Copy. Copy. Do you copy? We have a signal. This is Maya. Do you copy? This is Maya. Lost connection. Transmission alive. Please respond. Damn it, this is not working. Please connect. Sounds like they know your transmitter's on, but they're not getting a reply. Can you understand what they're saying? This signal's awful, but I can roughly understand. It seems like the portal is still connected to your world. For real? If that's true, then I might be able to cross over my world right now through the portal. Please lend me your strength, activate Zex, and let me go through the portal to mine. Whether drawn by frequency or because the portal got linked to yet another world, a distorted demonic beast emerged from it. An utter monstrosity. The danger it possessed was palpable at a glance. Looks like a big one has shown up. What should we do, Captain? It will run to Zex myself. Please cover me. As Rinko calmly assessed the situation, Maya looked ready to rush towards Zex right away. And Fuma. Wait, for now we're retreating. Grabbed Maya's hand and pulled her away from where she had been standing. Saying this, the other members also began preparing to retreat. What? Why? With our current strength, protecting you while fighting a horde of demonic beasts and monstrosity is impossible. We'll retreat first and try again. You don't want to go alone. No, I can't let you die in vain. Puma grips Maya's hand tightly, forcibly pulled her away and moved her away from the place where Zex was. As the captain of the task force, I'm not trying to weigh your life against my comrades. I'm choosing a path where not a single person has to die. Please understand. Maya, who also charged through battlefields piloting her armored cavalry, found herself utterly speechless after hearing what he had to say as the captain of the task force. If I were in his shoes, how would I have responded? She couldn't answer. At least she stopped herself from thoughtlessly rushing towards the Zex. It's settled. I'll take the rear guard. Will you be fine on your own? Well, if it gets dangerous, I'll retreat for Void Art. Now go. Alright, where's these beasts? Hello, beast. How are you doing? Ooh, it's a mutated beast. An eater creature lord. It's probably... we're still on easy mode, though, so it should be easy. Alright, and the final boss, I think we'll do... well, let's try to beat the boss with Sakura, maybe. Let's try Sakura. There are too many demonic beasts, and the number keeps increasing. The machine's energy is... The task force tried to leave the portal of Rinko at the rear. But this time, the number of demonic beasts coming out of the portal was unarguably high. Why are there so many, and their ferocity? The cause of the transmitter has, Mayotte has. That was strictly one way, but even now, a voice was continuously speaking on the other side. And because the device was connected, its active radio waves were driving the demonic beasts into a frenzy. Miss Maya, can you turn off that transmitter? It looks like the demonic beasts are going berserk because of the radio waves. But I thought the radio waves only made the demonic beasts ferocious. Why did their numbers increase? This is just a quick assessment, but maybe it's because the transmitters on the other side of the portal is also emitting signals. Because of that, the signal might be reaching to the other world as well, driving those beasts into a frenzy and drawing them straight into the portal. And we don't even know how many might come out. As Hibiko shouted in despair, a heavy wave suddenly settled on the shoulders of Fuma and his party. No, it won't turn off. At this rate, even retreating will be impossible. If we retreat while leading this large number of ferocious beasts, the damage will be spread to the other villages, plus that twisted-looking demon beast. That's fighting a part of Rinko. It's as strong as it looks. Without time to ponder a decision on what to do, the demonic beasts rush in like an unstoppable wave. What should we do, Captain? Shall we withdraw with Void Art? No, if we don't do something about this wave of demon beasts, the damage will spread across Japan. We will annihilate the demonic beast right here, no matter what. Maya, turn off that transmitter by enemies. Task Force will hold the line. Protect Maya and survive. Eliminate all enemies. Water Art. Bubble to spell. Oh, that's a big one. Big beast. That one's way bigger. Is there two of them? Yeah, there is two of them. There we go. Ha! Even though they were surrounded by countless demonic beasts, the sword energy of the Ito style did not dull, and with a single flash, dozens of them were severed. However, not even a few seconds after this, space was filled again with more demonic beasts. The task force was surrounded on all sides and had lost any place to escape. The wave of demonic beasts and disappearing from the portal won't stop. The numbers keep increasing. Eek, multiple legs are not enough. I'm also worn out. What should I do? Everyone who's at their limit now, fighting against such a large army of demonic beasts I've never seen. I've never even experienced this in this simulation. Even with the stamina of the Taimanins, mental and physical fatigue was piling up due to unknown situation and the hopeless countenance of battle. This was no exception for the veteran Taimanin, Akia Rinko. Fuma, we're at our limit. Permission to retreat. I'll send at least you guys out of the battlefield, my void art. Just us? No way. Damn it, I'll hold on to something. So Fuma, please come with us. Damn it, don't give up. Miss Emily, to Maya. Do something about that transmitter. It's too much. Even Emily was keeping up her relentless pace, deploying and pushing her drones to their limits just to hold the line. Her weapon barrels were burning so hot that they looked ready to explode. Yet she couldn't stop. If she ceased fire for even a moment, the perimeter she was guarding would be breached, and Fuma and the others would be caught in a pincer attack by massive hordes of demonic beasts, with absolutely no way out. What should I do? I know the cause, but if the signal is being unilaterally sent from outside the portal, a way to tell them is... The signal was being transmitted unilaterally from the mothership to Maya's transmitter. If they could just cut the connection, the ferocity of those demonic beasts would at least subside. That much was certain. You said your name is Fuma Kotaro, right? What? We're busy here, so can you turn off the transmitter somewhere? How? I have a question. If I were to stay in this world, would you and your peers protect me? They really have to ask right now. It is an important matter. Yes, I will protect you with all my might, and I will also provide support as much as possible. Well, space sounds romantic, you know. I also want to go to space someday. Driven by the frantic exertion, oxygen stories hit his brain, sparking a bizarre rush of euphoria. Fueled by the mania, Fuma roared with wild fervor. Otherwise, it felt like he could break in his desperate situation. I won't leave you behind, and we will all go back alive without a single person missing. So don't you give up either. Okay then. Maya shouted and turned the volume of the transmitter to maximum. The radio waves grew stronger, and the wave of demonic beasts became fiercer in response. What are you doing? Yeah, at that moment, Maya threw the transmitter toward the portal. The transmitter went straight into the portal, and immediately after that, the demonic beast that had been rampaging while chasing the radio waves now rushed toward it, flowing in reverse. What? Watching the strange sight, Shinakunusuke, who had been pushing his limits, collapsed and muttered. Besides him, Himiko, covered in wounds and grasping for Bez, was staring at the portal with an equally surprised expression. Are they gone now? We're saved. As Himiko said that and sat down with a Tad, Rinko and Fuma immediately observed the surroundings. However, even while doing so, demonic beasts just kept jumping into the portal as if they had gone berserk. So the hypotheses were right. The radio waves from the alternate world really are driving the demonic beasts berserk. I have to wonder, are they fundamentally different in nature from our own? Please save that contemplation after the situation has calmed down. For the next few minutes, the demonic beast continued to jump into the portal. Chasing transmitter without even glancing at Fuma and the others, and when the last one jumped in, the portal became explosively huge, swallowed in a giant robot the armored cavalry had, and contracted, then it's closed completely. Although the portal was closed, the area where it had been still looked distorted, as if the background was warped. It's closed. Was it okay to just close it? Hearing Shaknu's question, everyone's gaze turns toward Maya. Can I ask what happened? This is also just a hypothesis, but the dimensional rift caused by the occurrence of space fog does not last long. From the time that space fog is spotted, it takes a few days at most to disappear. The disappearance of the fog in outer space means the dimensional rift is closed. If the oxygen supply disappears, it's natural for the fog to disappear. After I came to this world, the time the rift could exist was already nearing its limit. If so, as a final gamble, I thought it'd be more efficient if the portal took those demonic beasts that are flocking it to the transmitter signal with it, right? Sex. I did not expect that it would also take the armored cavalry sex, though. Muttering that quietly, Maya let out a sigh. That may be so, but she did something bold, a transmitter the portal. Is that really okay? That means communication and that robot on your way back have all disappeared. He's right. If that portal disappears, your means to return to your world also disappear. I judged that there was no other way. It seems that the cause of that demonic beast going berserk was the technology from my world. You were fighting for me, risking your life to protect me, so I could not put your world in danger. Whatever the situation, I ended up bringing danger to your world. Thinking that, I had no choice but to do this. No, I'm sorry for forcing you to make a decision like that, when you're the one who got caught up in this disaster in the first place. As things calmed down, the reality of what would happen if she could never return to her world set in. A situation so unthinkable, Fuma couldn't even imagine what Maya was going through. Thinking of her plight, it felt like anything he said would only hurt her. It's fine. I took care of the danger that happened because of me. With my own hands. For now, that's enough. No matter, surely there must be a way to return to my world. But her voice trembled by the end of her words. Her calm expression stiffened and tears welled up in her beautiful eyes. Alright, the one who's actually the most anxious about what comes next is her. Fuma taught this and wanted to cheer her up somehow, but not knowing what to do, he could only stand there still. The others were the same. Will I ever be able to go back? There was no one who could answer that tear-filled voice. After finishing the battle with the great army of demonic beasts that appeared endless from the portal, which connected to this world and another world, Fuma Kratero was sighing while writing a report, having returned to Gosha headquarters. After the incident, Maya Cordelia underwent several investigations and questioning regarding the sudden contact with another dimension. The creation of the portal that was served as a passage to it. This phenomena was named space-time quake. Fuma reported on the special disaster called a space-time quake, the abnormal phenomenon he experienced, and the invasion of the demonic beast through the dimensional portal. A strict interrogation and investigation to force data disclosure regarding Fuma were conducted by Chief Yamamoto and several staff members of Section 3. They focused heavily on this dimensional invasion via the portal, as well as the phenomenon where the demonic beast mutated and grew ferocious due to the radio waves from Maya's transmitter. I can't believe they accepted the phenomena as real. Truth be told, trying to explain unknown disasters like the space-time quake or these bizarre anomalies would usually just be dismissed as a blatant lie. However, the existence of Maya, the mysterious princess from the future world of Cordelia, offered definitive proof. It was no exaggeration to say that the problem had fallen into an even more troublesome situation. Although they succeeded in closing the dimensional portal thanks to Maya's quick thinking in the critical situation. It was also that the opportunity to obtain countless new information was lost because of this. For example, the existence of the woman named Maya Cordelia. Thanks to her, they were able to escape the crisis, but there is no means to prove who she really is. The task force testified that they were able to finish the operation safely and return to Gosha thanks to her, and appealed to Section 3 that she is not a dangerous person. However, whether that alone is enough to assert to her that she is safe to be around is another story. As Captain Fuma could understand that argument, to protect one's subordinates, a leader had to suspect the unknown. In the absence of definitive proof, such caution was only natural and entirely understandable. Because the mutation caused by Maya's transmitter left no viral trace or biological anomaly in the Peace Corps, the investigation was still underway. The question lingered, why did the demonic beasts become ferocious? Does every technology from Maya's world have a negative impact on demonic beasts? I mean, it all use if it's like thousands of years in the future, they probably all use like nuclear fusion or whatever, right? There are too many things we don't know. It seems Section 3 wanted to keep matters regarding Maya confidential, so they granted permission for Gosha to protect Maya. Moving forward, the investigation regarding the space-time quake will likely proceed with Maya as the key figure. Human-on-human conflict, the endless war between humans and demons, and now the alternate dimension. Really, the problems in this world never end. Fuma finished writing the report and closed his eyes while self-deprecating. His exhausted vision was engulfed in the darkness, and he began to entrust his way to the chair, along with a comfortable sense of fatigue. If I fall asleep like this, it would be very cozy. Fuma! Suddenly someone called his name. It was an unfamiliar voice and a unique nuance of address. At the same time, hearing her unique footsteps for Gosha standards, he opened his eyes. How have you been, princess? When Fuma teased Maya with an exaggerated attitude, as if playing a joke, she smiled as if she were enjoying this. Her expression was different from the one without composure. When they first met, this must be her true self. Yes, today's examination is all finished. Thanks to your task force vouching for me, there were no issues with the investigation regarding me. There are ferocity of the demonic beast due to the transmitter. If that had been mistaken for a weapon, Maya might have been unfairly considered a dangerous person. Fuma smiled at her words of gratitude toward the task force, who had strongly denied any accusation against her. That's a relief. If there is anything you need, please tell me anytime. I will do my best to accommodate. Also, since the task force has many female members, you will be able to consult comfortably even without things that are hard to tell a man. As Fuma was lost in thought, saying also, Maya raised her hand to stop him. I am deeply grateful to your thoughtfulness. What I wanted to tell you today is that from now on, I will investigate on my own and find a way to return to my original world. I wanted to convey that resolution to you. Therefore, there is no need for you to think that this decision back then was your responsibility. For Maya, that transmitter was absolutely necessary to return to her original world. However, the reason she had no choice but to discard it was because the task force did not have the strength to protect her. Strictly speaking, Fuma and the task force were the ones who got caught up in the crossfire, simply because they happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. But because they were the ones who couldn't protect her, and they were the ones who received help, Fuma felt even more indebted. When Maya spoke, mindful of Fuma's attitude, he felt that a small weight had been lifted from his shoulders. However, is that so? Even so, the fact that they were the ones who received help and were saved does not change. Fuma made up his mind firmly. From now on, for Maya's sake, he would investigate the space-time quakes, gather information, and send her back to her original world safely. We have many opportunities to travel around various countries on this planet due to our missions. If there are any new space-time quakes or information that seems related to them, I will pass it on to you, Miss Maya. You really don't need to. No, I've already gotten involved in this far. I want to see it through to the end. I want to help. You are a strange person. As Maya chuckled, Fuma laughed along. His heart eased, the tensions dissolved, and his shoulders loosened. Many problems will arise in the future, but still, for now, Maya will join in their daily life. If that's to be it, he hoped she would smile happily and have hope for the future. I don't want to make her cry anymore. The way she cried when she realized she couldn't go back was unforgettable. The sheer weight of her anxiety to never return home, to never see her family again. Tokiko, Saika, Nagi, Hibiko, and the others, for me. Her anxiety was something he couldn't even begin to fathom. Therefore, Fuma chose to help her, determined to bring a smile back to her face. None of the others, none other than her. Vowing that to himself, he left the headquarters of Maya. Will we get an event where we brings Maya back to the future one day? That would be pretty cool. That was a fun event. That was a fun introduction to Maya too. What's in the gacha actually? Voucher for snake gold weapons? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Now let's draw. Ooh, we got a voucher, nice. We actually got the voucher. We got lucky on that. Okay. Oh, well, that was the end of She's from the Star event. See you next time.